sniffling already.
Yeah, my man Brock got me some water over here. Yeah. We're at the KLZ. Let's see if we focus on him. Yeah. KLZ 560. I usually put this one on me alone.
Oh, perfect.
And so I post 2 videos. There's a video where I'm moving around the room with guys.
Perfect.
And then sometimes I'm like this on you, and I'm like that on them.
Shoot. Oh, let me turn my phone down.
So I post all of them on my own YouTube page.
Oh, perfect.
And I'm still trying to get Anjon to get us right.
Anjon.
I'm still dude, I just gave him $120 today.
Anjon.
I'm still trying to get Anjon from Bangladesh to treat us right. What in the... Come on, man. It's got to work. The efforts that we put towards stuff has got to work, man.
I have to believe.
You know what I mean?
It may just be me and you. Reno looks like his hose is completely broken.
Yeah.
So it looks like me and you are going to get with it.
All right. When does wrong become... I wasn't on the call. That's why I didn't know.
Well, no. Because we were just... It's open topic, right?
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
So as just an open topic, I was thinking, when does wrong become right and right become wrong?
Yeah.
Because I was asked a question in... Here. I'll describe it all here once the show starts. And it's going to be interesting. Me and you are going to get with it. And I'm sure Reno will be here the second half, or we'll get some callers.
Yeah, it's always nice when we have a caller.
Yeah.
Tommy? Yes, I can hear you, Charlie.
That's a good... I didn't know that. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. Okay, perfect. Perfect. That's good to know. Okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. Because I give out our phone number non-stop. Like, call us up.
Yeah.
Dude, I love being on the radio, dude.
It's good times.
I love it, dude.
It is. It's good times. Is Brian pouting?
What's that?
Is Brian pouting?
No, remember he said he had to go and
Oh, okay.
his niece, the guy's proposing to his niece. All of them to be there.
I remember.
One of you guys said, "Do it over the radio."
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
That would have been real cool.
It would have been real cool. We would have totally done it.
Yeah.
That would have been super cool.
And Andre?
He sent a text. He said he lost his voice. Yeah,
Okay.
so,
And then Reno.
Reno said he's on his way and his car jacked up.
So Charlie, Reno might be on his way. His car broke down, but I think he got it going again.
Oh, it's 2 o'clock. Let's get with this. I love it, dude. It's not keeping it charged. The light's on. But it's not charging. Oh, it's not. How's it going, Colorado? This is KLZ 560 AM. Just like every Saturday, you can reach us from 2 to 3 at 303-477-5600. Again, that's 303-477-5600. Or you can go to theguysperspective.org, our webpage. Look at us. There's a spot on there that says our newsletter will be coming out soon. We haven't written it yet, but it's going to come out. We're going to have some cool stuff for guys and generally listeners. I'm today in studio. It's just me and the actor Heath. Everybody else is kind of busy doing something today. They had other obligations, but I know the guys, like, they welcome every person to call. I kind of focus just on men, because we're the Guys Perspective, but let's dive into it today. We're going to talk about what's wrong. Is wrong ever right, and is right ever wrong? So let's get with it, Heath, and
that's a
tell
deep
us
one.
What you think.
That's a pretty deep cut, man. I wonder how this is going to go here.
Yeah, man. I was really thinking about it, man.
Some people are going to wonder, man. They're like, "Hey, you trying to justify like wickedness? You trying to justify evil or bad?
I'm sure that's what people are going to think. But
have we lost our minds?
Well, let me ask you this. So Robin Hood, let's talk about this. Was Robin Hood a bad guy or a good guy?
I just think when I think Robin Hood, I think Robin Hood men in tights. That one was a funny one. We're men in tights. Tights. That's just funny.
But I mean, if you think he's stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, I mean, the rich would probably think he's a bad guy, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the rich don't want to be stolen from.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I guess characters like that, the majority of people lean into it because the majority of us are, not super well off. Not in comparison to like the Elon Musks and the Trumps of the world.
Right. True.
So we all can relate to that guy.
Right. No. Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. I think a lot of people can relate. If you were to ask that question to, let's say there were 200 people called in right now and said, "Hey, do you think Robin Hood's a bad guy or a good guy?" I would think out of the 200 of them, 150 would say he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But
they put the Robin Hoods along the lines of, I guess, our Jesus archetype. Right? Was he not against the Pharisees, the Sadducees, those people who would like not even lift a little finger but heap burdens upon the others by law and
that's deep.
Yeah, I mean those guys were wealthy.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because David turned around and listen, people, our show is for all men. Sometimes we talk religion, sometimes we talk money, sometimes we talk politics. We as a guy's perspective just talk about whatever's relating to guys. And so, what about David? He said he ate the showbread. That was wrong for him to do, but the dude was hungry. So did that wrong become a right?
Well, I think it was only right because he was anointed. It was only right because he was on, God was on his side. He was on God's side. He had a heart. What was it said? It said
he was a man after God's own heart. I think
God's own heart. So then, but then are we to justify him in Bathsheba?
Ooh.
It led to Solomon. Well, no.
Well, yeah.
It led to Solomon.
Yeah, it led to Solomon. I mean, seriously. I mean, so okay. Well, let me ask you about Esau and by all means, listen, people, adultery's wrong, regardless. But he did make a good point. I mean, in the Bible, David cheated, God's anointed, and ended up having a child that was the wisest person on the planet. But let me ask you this: Esau and Jacob, because this one's really interesting.
Oh yeah.
Jacob stole the birthright from Esau.
Right, so then he's the thief.
Yes.
him and his mother conspired.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Conspired against Esau and his birthright, and therefore against Jacob. They conspired against. They tricked Jacob.
Right, and so they tricked
with a hairy, furry arm. To make him seem like he was his brother Esau.
Yeah. So Isaac, they turned around and deceived his dad. So I guess the question I'm asking you is, that wrong that was done right there, because he wronged his brother, but ended up getting all the blessings. Like, how does that correlate in like today's life?
Well, the only thing that I can say is like, what is it? I was gonna say. If he's for us, then who can be against us? If God is for us, who can be against us? But there's other scripture, I think, that encapsulates that, and it's not like manifest destiny, like, oh, we're going to sweep the land and we're going to kill all the Native Americans, and that's by God.
Right.
A lot of times that stuff is not by God, man. It wasn't justified. It was still murder. It was still, rape and pillage and horrific.
For sure.
And horrific.
You're 100% right about that.
But for those that love the Lord and they're called according to His purpose, they all things come together for good. Right? So it doesn't matter the outcome that man has or the destroyer has. It doesn't matter.
So let me ask you this, because when you think about things that are ethical, things that are right, things that are wrong at all times. So let me read this to you.
Then we're getting
Utilitarianism is an ethical theory that asserts or advocates for an action that promotes happiness and well-being while minimizing suffering. It is based on the principle that the best action is the one that produces the greatest good for the greatest number of people. So, for example, pleasure or happiness is the only thing that has intrinsic value. Actions are right if they promote happiness and wrong if they promote unhappiness. Everyone's happiness counts as equal.
And so this was utilitarianism?
Yes. So in a nutshell,
the greater good.
The greater good, right? It's saying the thing that makes you happy is the thing that you should go for.
Well,
do you believe that? Do you think that your happiness and your well-being should trump everything else?
No, not at all, because it's more important that we love the Lord thy God with all our heart, mind, body, and soul, and love thy neighbor as thyself. So we have to love ourselves so that we could love our neighbor.
Okay.
Because if I love myself 50%, then how can I love you 100%?
Right. So then you should, your own happiness should come first.
It should. There's the other things of like a righteous man stores up for his children and his children's children. A righteous man cares for those of his own household first, or he's worse than an unbeliever.
Okay.
These things are imperative for our own well-being and stewardship.
Okay, that's
take
good.
We have to take care of a house first.
Right, because I truly believe that first, your happiness, your true happiness, whatever it is that makes you happy, should come first. Let's say you're inspiring to be a millionaire, and you're striving after that. That whole saying, like, build your house upon the sand and it's going to come crumbling down. Mm-hmm. That's a bunch of hogwash.
No, that's biblical.
Okay, no. It is.
You don't want to build upon the shifting sand.
That's right, upon shifting sand. Not upon sand, but upon shifting sand. When I think of, so check this out. So this is the way I think about happiness. Like you said, how can you turn around and love somebody if you can't love your own self? So if you don't put yourself first in your own well-being, how do you? Yeah. How can you help somebody else?
Well, we do. I mean, obviously we got to focus on self, and there's stewardship, and I mean, there's care for financial aspect, mental aspect, physical, all of these aspects of one's life. That if we fail to care for ourselves, and all we're doing is serving others, then that's detrimental.
Okay, well let me read this to you.
But there is I was just trying to think. If one only goes after their own pleasures.
Ooh, that's deep.
If one only goes after their own pleasures, it's actually closer to Satanism.
So let me read this to you. Natural law theory is a philosophical and a theory that proposes humans are born with an innate moral compass that guides their behavior. It deposits that these moral laws are universal, unchanging, and objective, originating from the nature of the divine lawgiver. So do you believe that you were born with like a law inside of you, like the Ten Commandments? Do you believe that children are born with a sense of thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, or do you believe that's something they should be taught?
That's a difficult thing, man. I mean, because nature versus nurture, the experience of one's life and what they grow up in leads them to, probably unsavory tactics to survive. You know, if you grow up in a household that's poor, you're probably going to steal, and that doesn't seem wrong because what you've done is back to Robin Hood, provided for your family.
That's deep what you just said. That is true. Okay, right. So
circumstantial. So what's the two things about law? Is law are the laws?
I'm going to get you. I got it written down here.
Yeah.
So because in college, I studied human anatomy with psychology, so kind of like a hybrid. Then I also studied basic psychology, psychology 2, brain and behavior psychology, and positive psychology, which absolutely sucked. Period. But here's one of the questions that was asked to me. If you have a loved one and they are ill, they are sick, and you take them to the hospital, but you don't have enough money, your insurance isn't good enough, and you cannot get any help for your best friend, your loved one, your dog, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you happen to go past a pharmacy, the back door's open, but that pharmacy has the cure to help save your loved one. In the middle of the night, would you go into that pharmacy knowing the door's unlocked and take the cure to save the person that you care about?
Oh, I'm grimy, man. I'll do it in the middle of the day. I'll do it in the middle of the day.
You would do it in the middle of the day? But you got to look at it. Hold on, you got to look at that. So before you answer that question, let me tell you what the divine command theory is a meta-ethical theory that suggests that any action is morally obligatory if it's commanded by God. It means that moral values and duties are grounded in the will of God, and that ethical behavior is defined by the divine command. According to this theory, actions are decreed morally good if they align with God's will, while actions that contradict God's command are morally wrong. So basically, if every human being has something inside of them that says lying's wrong, stealing's wrong, if you walk into that store to take something that would save your loved one, are you no longer following God's will or His command?
No, man, I've been through this. Stuff.
Let me hear it. Tell us.
Well, I've been through it with all kinds of things, thinking that in fact, of all sins, the one sin that you're not supposed to do, do you know which one that is? The
blaspheme. I think, yes.
Blaspheme what? Blaspheme what?
The Holy Ghost, I think, is what it is.
Yes. So the only unpardonable sin is the blasphemy of the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
Now that one, I thought I did in the midst of my first divorce. Why did I say first divorce? Like I might get divorced again.
Elaborate.
In my divorce. So I thought that I blasphemed the Holy Spirit and like cursed God and cursed the Holy Spirit and said it wasn't real. But what ultimately happened was I read like a secular paper, and this individual was talking about if you still have the drive and determination, the yearning for and longing for God, and you're seeking Him, and you're still like, then you have not been cut off. You've not lost your connection on your Holy Spirit.
Wow, that's deep.
So because I thought I had, and the deceiver would have me believe that I did blaspheme the Holy Spirit, I didn't. Because I was still reading and searching and seeking. I just felt kind of void. I felt like it wasn't affecting me. But when I read that secular paper that somebody wrote, it connected with me, resonated with me, and brought me right back.
You know what's crazy about this, and by no means did we expect to talk the Bible the whole time.
No.
But what you're saying is deep, because there's people out there that truly feel and believe that they've walked so far away from God, or that they've done something so egregious that they can't return.
Yeah.
Where I believe, just like you would have to do that in pardonable sin. So if somebody had a loved one that they needed to save, by all means, maybe at that moment they're going against God's will, but they can definitely at any moment turn back to God, right?
Absolutely. And I believe that, when you're in the palm of God, that, in your hand, you're written on the palm of God in the Lamb's Book of Life. And you have that name on a stone that nobody knows. You can't lose that.
and if anybody wants to call in at 303-477-5600, this is a deep discussion, like, when does wrong become right and right become wrong? And another thing we want to say, we want to take 2 seconds and say, the kiddos that were a part of that shooting that happened, where was that? Minneapolis, I think, or Minnesota, or someplace like that.
Yeah.
We want to say our hearts go out to you from the KLZ 560 crew, us guys' perspective, that you're in our prayers. We love America. We stand for America. And you're a piece of crap if you got to take a gun and shoot up a school. You're a piece of crap if you got to take a gun and shoot up a bunch of kids. And a matter of fact, you're a piece of crap if you go take our flag and burn it down.
Yeah.
Like, you are not American. You're full of the devil. And take a hike. But I mean, see what I'm saying?
We might have a little argument here.
Okay, well, let's have an argument here, because I'm telling you right now, like,
let's do Columbine, okay? Columbine for a minute.
Okay.
So yes, it was tragic for Dylan and Klebold, the only names that are really remembered of the whole thing, right? The perpetrators.
But okay.
But the thing is that there were some people stating, hey, we're putting up crosses for everybody whose life was lost, right?
Okay.
I think it was wrong to cut down the 2 crosses that were put up for the guys.
No, indeed not.
See, but this is where we have a problem, right? Because judge not, lest you be judged, and to what measure you judge, you will be judged.
The divine command theory says otherwise, buddy.
If I'm judging if I'm judging harshly, and I'm standing on that right and wrong, because we can go right and wrong from theft or adultery or from little to big.
For sure.
I think the mercy has to abound.
Okay,
and if our mercy doesn't abound, then that's fine, because God's does.
Okay, so if that's what you're going to go with, then you've got to go with the categorical imperatives of psychology, which basically says that if something happens, it has to become a universal law for everybody. So if you cut down those crosses, or if you believe those crosses should have stayed up, then every school shooter out there, they need to be memorialized, and that's bullcrap.
I mean, I
Hey,
get it.
I'm
Yeah,
just trying to hit you with facts.
I know, and it's a very hard thing, man. But I've had to deal with my own wickedness and sinful nature and stuff like that, and come to realize that I am not so far gone that God can't save me.
Right.
You
No,
know
no,
what
no,
I
no,
mean?
no.
And
no.
yeah, I haven't taken life, but have I hated?
That's deep. That's deep. Okay, that you bring up a whole new one. Now you took us down a whole different road. Is hate the start of murder?
Hate is the
But
same
because
as murder.
what about Cain and Abel?
If you hate your brother, and I know people will try to twist this word, but if you've heard it said that you should not commit adultery, but I say to you that, and Jesus says, I say to you that even if you look upon a woman with lust in your heart, you have committed the sin. He said that it has been said that you should not commit murder. He used murder.
Okay.
And he says, but I say to you that if you've even if you've even hated your brother in your heart, then you've committed the act of murder. But and where I think people will twist it is they'll say your brother. You know what I mean? We try to minimize. We try to take it out of context.
For sure.
And we try to say, well, you know, it's not my brother. This guy was just a neighbor. Well, all right, then let's talk about neighborly. What's neighborly, man?
Well, that's fun.
Neighborly is the what was it? The guy on the road that was beat up.
No, for sure.
And who was his neighbor?
That's amazing you just said that, because like I thought about Cain and Abel. Right. Like when you look at right becoming wrong and wrong becoming right, I think it was Cain, right? He brought of the ground, and God said that wasn't good.
Right.
Abel brought of like the first sheep or whatever it was, cattle, whatever.
Right.
So even though Cain thought he was doing right, it was still wrong in God's eyes, right? And he must have had hatred in his heart to start towards his brother, right?
Yes, and I read a Bible study or something on it one time, and it was something to the effect of God didn't accept Cain's offering because it was food. It was food. It wasn't blood. It needed to be a blood sacrifice. So what he ought to have done, if he was getting along with his brother, is use his food to buy from his brother one of his lamb, sheep, or whatever, so he could then sacrifice an animal. But he didn't though, because he was mad at his brother.
So he didn't want to borrow anything. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Dude, you may be hitting on a good
true.
point. Because like you said, hatred will be the start of all kind of bad stuff. So what if what you're saying is absolutely right? What if he didn't want to ask his brother for a lamb or something because he was angry at him?
Yep.
That's
deep. And that's why God already wouldn't accept what he was about to do.
Whoa, that is really... Where did you think of that from?
No, I read it somewhere, man. I don't remember, but it made sense to me.
It makes perfect sense.
It's like, wait a second. No, the only thing that could atone is blood sacrifice. But then there was, Jesus, which like abolished all that. So we didn't need blood sacrifice.
Right. Well, and people, we give our statements subjectively. We research things.
Life experience.
Yeah, but me and you are going to disagree here all day long. So another thing about the Columbine shooting, that's funny you brought that up. It's, at least I don't ever recall any school shootings happening before that. It's almost like now these psychotic, mental illness, whack jobs who are out shooting up schools and churches and malls. And you are a whack job. I'm calling it on air. I don't care if they kick me off the air or not. These are whack jobs.
Right.
What I think is interesting is it almost seems like they're trying to one-up each other. It's almost like they're trying to become the next martyr or something like that, dude.
Well, yeah. I mean, demonic and influenced and oppressed and
God, I can't believe you used the word oppressed, man.
You know what I mean? Oppressed,
yeah, that's deep.
Overwhelmed, bullied, all of these things that lead to it, then mental illness, and then the access to a gun.
But how are they getting that access,
dude? Well, then we got to talk about the parents and the parents' obligation or commitment to, either like lock them up, lock up the guns and not allow that. But they're probably not paying enough attention to their kid to know whether they're doing drugs or not, whether they got mental issues or not. They're not present.
Hold on, that's funny. That's funny you're saying that. Do you think society has caused this because now you have to have two parents in the home working to provide for children?
Well, yeah, this stuff
Because
is
the
certainly,
mom is no longer
this-
in the house, the dad's no longer in the house.
it's certainly societal, man, and circumstantial. I mean, could you imagine a mass stoning back in Jesus' day? A mass stoning, like kids. Like
I mean, think about it, they did.
Went to the school. No. I'm talking about one individual back in the day going to school, and they show up with like a pocket full of rocks to throw at everybody.
It'd be crazy, dude. It'd be crazy.
It'd be bananas, but it wasn't. There wasn't the firepower to be able to do that.
Right. But
you know
it makes you. No, I do know what you're saying, because it
So-
makes you really wonder, because now society wants to hold parents accountable for what these children are doing. Where hold on, society is the one that's causing the parents not to be home,
Right,
because
man.
you got to go to work.
You're gonna hold them. I mean,
No, listen, I'm not making
Yeah.
excuses for these kids,
Yeah.
right? Like they're whack jobs, like I've said.
yeah.
And
And it's not always kids. It's the Vegas shooting.
Yeah, young adults, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
But you have to somehow put some kind of blame on society
Right.
for making it
so-
so difficult for people to survive.
Here's something we're getting into, and it's when wrong is right or right is wrong, right? And maybe twisting of ideas and such. But point I'm trying to make is, here we are trying to hash out and justify or understand what's going on with these mass shootings.
Okay. What if and we have 2 minutes, people, and we'll continue this on the other side.
Yeah.
This was deep. It went by fast. I felt like we were talking for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question, and I'll ask the listeners this. On the other side, chime in at 303-477-5600. We'd really like to get everybody's input. Do you think there's ever going to be a way to stop all this chaos that's happening?
No, it's because of the fall of man. It's because of the fall of man. It's destined to be this way. In my mind on that was I was going to say, when right is wrong and wrong is right, we can talk about like Robin Hood stealing from the rich to give to the poor, because that's not life and death, right? Maybe it is. Because
to
of the
some
food.
people, yeah.
Maybe it is because the food, but this is a much deeper subject matter of an individual, of people who maybe in their right mind think that what they were doing was right. Eliminating people or something. I mean, hey, we do it in war. We do it in war.
Right. So God, man, you were going down a whole. No. You're right. I mean, mass genocide happens all the time, dude. I mean, look at World War II,
So
dude.
people
Hitler,
think it's God. They think it's God telling them.
Hitler was absolutely off his rocker. He thought he could take over the whole world, but the dude influenced the whole country of people to battle for him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
That's really the difference between the right is wrong, wrong is right.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll talk about that on the other side. Give us a call at 303-477-5600 on the other side. That was intense. That was good. Dude, you were coming at me with some stuff. You had me thinking. I'm like, dude, when you mentioned that Cain and Abel thing, I was like, dude, that's deep.
I got another one with the Esau and Jacob, man. And I know I got that twisted. I was saying
No. I understood exactly what you were saying.
But Esau and Jacob, do you know which one of them was hated by God? One was loved by God, and one was hated.
Esau.
Esau was hated by God.
Yeah.
But I'd love to talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I mean, it goes right along what we're saying.
But when Jacob, after he did his time, met some women, or had 2 wives, Rachel and who do you want? He wanted Rachel and he got Leah.
Yeah.
And he came back, and he was afraid of his brother, and he tried to pay him off or offer him some stuff. And man, don't kill me. Look, here's some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dude was so well off, blessed by God,
For sure.
that he didn't need anything. No, my brother, come, please.
For sure.
So that meant, if that's hated by God, then I'll take hated by God.
No, you're 100% right. I've
because
thought
he
about
makes
that.
the sun to shine upon the righteous and the unjust.
That's
He makes
deep, dude, what you
he makes
just
the
said.
rain of.
Think about, dude. You're right, dude. I mean, Esau hated by God, and he was blessed with abundance.
blessed.
The Bible says it. I mean, that's crazy to think God hates you, but He still bless you more than you can ever be blessed. That's deep, dude. I wish the guys are here for this show,
I know,
bro.
this show's pretty
This
good.
is intense, dude.
This is pretty dope. I want to record you for a while.
Charlie, are we pretty good at like letting each other talk? Okay. Okay.
Thanks, brother.
Okay. Okay. Just too hard. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
That's true. True. True.
That's a good metaphor.
It is good. That
That's
is a good metaphor.
Yeah.
It is. You're getting a whole lot of pie today, so am I.
Yeah,
True
half the
that.
pie.
We split that mug in half. How's everybody doing this second half? We're at KLZ 560 AM. You can talk to just me and the actor of Colorado in studio today. You can reach us at 303-477-5600. Let me read something to you real quick, Heath, and then we'll
All
get
right.
back on your topic. It says, time magnifies the margin between success and failure. It will multiply whatever you feed it. Good habits make time your ally. Bad habits make time your enemy. Habits are a double-edged sword. Bad habits can cut you down just as easy as good habits can build you up, which is why understanding the detail of habits is crucial. You need to know how habits work and how to design them in your liking so you can avoid the dangerous half of the blade.
What's that from?
It's a book I'm reading, actually. You know, it's called Atomic Habits. I love reading books, and I've read a lot of different books, and this is turning out to be really good. But I want to also read one other thing. It's called The Categorical Imperatives by Immanuel Kant.
Is that also about habit?
Yeah. So this is what it says. It says a rule of conduct that is unconditional or absolute for all agents, the validity or claim of which does not depend on any desire or end. So, for example, if you want money, you got to have a job. If you don't want money, don't have a job. But that's where I use the universal law. So, for example, that if I tell you I want to be happy, then I have to abide by a law that says not only can I be happy, but everybody can be happy. If I do wrong, then that gives the ability for everybody to do wrong. For example, if I manipulate somebody, then that has to become the universal standard for society. All of a sudden, everybody's manipulating people. And the problem with that is when you're manipulating every single person you come in contact with, the person at the grocery store, you turn around and told them, I handed you a 20. They said, no, it's a 10. You're arguing until you get your way, until you manipulate that person to believe that, hey, you did actually give me a 20. Now I owe you some change back. The problem with that is when you live that type of life and you don't recognize those little values that you're doing, all of a sudden you've now created in your life and in your neighbor's life or everybody's life a universal standard that people have to live by, and I don't think that that's the way people should live. I think every, and I'll let you chime in, I think every person needs to live a life that brings happiness to them, fulfillment to them, and happiness and fulfillment to the next person. I don't believe you should manipulate your neighbor, all your neighbors on the street to bake you a pie,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
when you don't even need a pie.
Right. Isn't there something in our governing of
Oh,
America?
oh, they manipulate us
No,
24/7,
no, no,
dude.
no, no, about life, a pursuit of happiness and
For
everything like
sure.
that. So,
For sure. But if you look at what I just read, that's
right.
how the government works. The government will manipulate you
Mm,
until you do what they tell you to do. Period. They can sit
right.
back and say they're going to lower groceries, but they ain't lowering it.
Right.
They
right.
can sit back and say they're going to lower housing prices, but they ain't lowering it.
Well,
But they'll make you believe they do.
right. So back to habit, because we were talking about like the habit, and then how it spun into
A universe.
universal
Right.
laws or
Right.
things to abide by.
Right.
I'll work backwards on that. What I would say is that we do have free will. We have freedom of choice. We can.
Do we really though?
Well, I'm not saying it from just like a governmental standpoint,
Okay.
but as
Okay.
as an individual in life, yes, absolutely. One can go as far as to shoot up a place, shoot up a school.
God,
One
which is scary to think. Man.
Right, but there is free will. There's free will for any of us, but there are consequences for our actions. I like Andy Mineo as a rapper. He says, "God saves us from our sins, but not our consequences."
Okay. Okay.
So we are saved from the sin, but hey, the wrong that we did is going to have a fallout. There's a wake awaiting.
Because that's interesting you said that, because somebody could walk in this
Cause and
studio
effect.
right now. They could walk in this studio right now with a gun and blow us away, dude.
Yeah, not me, man. I'm gonna take them on.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm gonna take that gun from them.
Right. No. You're 100% right, and so would I.
Yeah.
But what you said is we live in America where it's free. People can go and purchase weapons. They can go and do whatever they want to do, and it's sad that they would choose, because I'm saying it right now. Guns do not kill people. People kill people.
Right. Yeah.
That's.
I agree, because I could kill you with the phone that you have right there.
Yeah, that's right. Or with a
Because I've been
vehicle.
watching all them John Wicks, man. I know how to turn that into a right in the throat.
What a pencil
While I
or
take
whatever.
a picture.
But if you think about like right being wrong and wrong being right,
Yeah.
the next person it makes me think of is Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deadpool, is he a villain or what? I mean, what is he?
Well, that's the thing, is therein lies the crux of the position, is because we are then glorifying somebody who is a vigilante, going out and taking justice into their own hands, but then we cheer them on because we see who they're doing it for. They're doing it for the person in need, the person who can't do for themselves, and they're righting the wrong. It's vigilante. I don't agree with Vigilante Act.
Neither do I. That's funny. So I was going to bring up the next thing.
Yeah.
This young man that shot the CEO of the healthcare thing. What was that, last year?
Yeah, then people lift him up.
Dude, there's people lifting this guy up,
Right.
dude. I was reading it.
But the reason why, I mean, I hope that you can understand the reason why people get behind that. That's not that different from the Robin Hood. It's not that different from the Robin Hood, man, because still from the rich to give to the poor. What they're doing is they're showing that they are showing that the rich is touchable. That's what they were showing. Joker. Remember the movie Joker?
Sorry, do we have a caller, Charlie?
Oh, we have a
I can't hear him because I can't see the screen. The screen's not on, so... yeah, whoever's calling, talk away.
Hey there. Hey, what's up, Truth Daddy?
Oh! That's amazing you brought that up. I forgot all about that.
There was a guy here in Colorado got a 100-year sentence for... No, he was.
Well, tell us about this illegal guy. What was it? A CDO that he got? It was something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough thing that people get behind some of that stuff. And I don't know. Political parties usually, or at least media and all that stuff, they spin it up. They spin up everything so that none of us can even see clearly anyway.
Yeah, I think, is Rob still on the phone?
You still there, Truth Daddy?
Yeah. Truth Daddy was what we're gonna call you, Truth Daddy. So he got his license illegally.
Didn't pass.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he turned around, because didn't he like turn around on the highway or something and jackknife his trailer? Yeah, see that's what's crazy, is they're giving CDLs to people that shouldn't. I have a CDL. You have a Heath, do you have a CDL?
No, I don't.
And it's crazy that when we have CDLs, we're held to a higher standard. Rob, what's the fine? Like if you get into like a wreck in your commercial truck, because you're the driving instructor for Walmart, right? The trainer, you're the trainer, right? What kind of fine if you're in a commercial truck and you cause an accident? Do they yank your CDL instantly? Gotcha.
Yeah. Ultimately, if Truth Daddy get in a wreck and it costs big bucks to Walmart, we're all going to see those prices raised. No more rollbacks because he rolled over.
True that. Thanks for calling, man. And you need to come in here in the studio with us here in like 2 weeks or whatever, man. We got your gift card. See you later, buddy. Later.
That's the thing, man, is so sometimes all of our pontification and thinking of and talking about where we all point the finger about a situation or a scenario.
Okay.
It makes us a little cold-hearted because what we're not doing is paying attention to the people that have suffered. You know? So there's like a fallout of like wrong.
No.
There's a fallout of wrong that follows the wrong, because then we're pointing the finger at. I find myself doing this, people. I find myself sometimes judging. Well, it's not like I'm for the underdog,
okay.
but I usually have such a heart for the person who is the perpetrator, the person who is wrong, because I know I've done wrong to people.
Right. No. And that's probably the
So
best heart to have.
So
right?
So I understand the circumstance, and I still have such a heart for the people who are victimized or taken advantage of. Yes, don't get it twisted. I have a heart for them.
Right.
But you know, when people get locked up and things only get perpetually worse. What about their family? What about the mother and father of the person who got, you know, stirred up all this trouble?
That's amazing that you think about that, dude. That's really,
the fallout's bad, man. The fallout's bad.
Wow. Because listen to this. Because there's like you said, there's something happens. It's either a reverse effect or it's a positive effect on people.
Yeah. Cause and effect.
Cause and effect.
Yep.
You know, if a person ends up, okay, let me ask you this. Well, what do you think about capital punishment? Do you think? I mean,
honestly, biblically speaking, it was eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and all that kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
That was pretty straightforward.
What do you think? What do you think about today, though? Do you think capital punishment should happen today? If somebody commits an egregious crime, should it mandate it?
I mean, yeah, kind of. I think there should still be kind of capital punishment in the sense of, you know, murder for murder, or you know, euthanize. Is it euthanize? What do you do? You put the needle in the arm.
I think it's something like that.
And then. I don't know if they have firing squads and hangings and all that kind of stuff. I know I'm sounding pretty bleak here.
No. But what we're talking about is
the point I'm making is it's also not fair to, through manipulation of attorneys and DAs and court systems, to tie up hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on one murder that should have been like, no, that guy's done.
And people, if you're just tuning into us, this is a really good topic. We're talking about wrong becomes right and right becomes wrong, and you can reach us at 303-477-5600. I want to ask you this, because it all falls on the line of it. When you think about capital punishment, you think about school shootings, you think about all this mass murdering that's happening. What about abortions? Listen, people, we're talking about being wrong, wrong being right. And if a woman is, when should she have an abortion?
Check this out, man.
Okay.
I just either read this or heard this somewhere, and some people probably hate this, but it was that you freeze an embryo.
Okay.
But then when you have an abortion, you call that embryo a life. So one, you can freeze it to keep it alive, and the other, you kill it to kill it.
So when do you think?
I didn't state that properly.
No. I understand, and I think everybody understood exactly what you're saying, because they do. They preserve that so that they can.
When it sells.
Yes. When it sells.
When it sells, clump of cells and stuff. And I don't know. I honestly haven't researched enough to know about what trimester or whatever that is.
Well, how do you feel about abortion overall, though?
I myself, I had some issue with it when I had gotten we'd gotten pregnant, and we did the morning after pill.
Okay.
But I don't know. That wasn't really a problem, because for me, I try to think in the whole broad spectrum of things. What about somebody with a contraceptive? Now you're already stopping it before it starts, so you're playing God. Okay. Right.
Okay.
I mean, how many type of contraceptives?
Because I think,
I'm one who had a vasectomy at 25, because I thought the world was pretty cruel and didn't want to bring somebody into it.
Gotcha. And you hear a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Because the way I think about abortion is, I think abortion happens after that heart beats. Before that heart beats, I don't think that's a life. But but that's me.
In what trimester is that? Do you know?
Dude, I don't, because I don't.
Sorry,
I don't,
folks, we are ignorant about this.
Yes, when it comes to this subject,
matter.
we are ignorant to it. But the point I was making is that if you have, let's say, a woman is 21 weeks, in my eyes, I think that's a full human being. And if you abort, should you, if she's having complications and she aborts that child, I don't necessarily think that's murder, because you're saving the mom's life if there's some kind of complication. But some people believe that at all costs, you don't abort that child, because that is murder. That's
well. And here's one of the problems.
So, but you see what I'm saying? What's right is wrong, wrong is right. I mean,
right. And one of the things is, we need to consider the circumstances of one's position and plight and everything.
Okay.
How old they are, their home life, why they would make the decision. If I had a mother who was wrestling with the decision of having an abortion of me,
okay,
then one has to question if that mother is fit to be a mother. Fit to be a mother.
Could you hear me right there? I said that's true.
That's true.
No. Right. But okay, let me ask you that.
Let me elaborate just a little bit. It's all the circumstance in the life of that individual that leads them to make that choice to begin with, man. It's a hard decision. And where's the guy in that role that he's not present, not supportive, not.
So, because I was going to bring this up, which is worse, to bring a child into this world and have an absent dad or an absent mom? No, seriously, this is deep. People that judge people for abortions and all this, I don't think they really look at the whole concept. Me and you aren't celebrities yet. We're not billionaires yet. We're on our way to be millionaires. Yeah. But let's get down to it. If you turn around and bring a child into this world and
then neglect it.
The mom leaves, the dad leaves, and you leave them to social services, welfare, adoption agencies. Are you the bad person?
So let me touch on this. And so everybody. I love God. I love the Word. I love hope. I love being hopeful. But there are some things that I dive pretty deep into the pessimistic side. And one of those things is this.
Give us a call at 303-477-5600 and chime in.
And one of those things is this, bro. It's that we all have that hope for our child, right? When you have a child, you're thinking, oh, president, a NASA.
For sure.
You're thinking a race car driver,
sure.
NASA
NFL player, yeah,
NFL,
for sure.
Right? We think all those hopeful things, man, but we don't think the rapist, the murderer.
Oh my God.
We don't think the.
That is crazy.
You know.
Yeah, because you don't expect your
that.
kid to turn out like that. You don't think
Right.
that. You don't. Yeah,
Right.
That is so deep. You're mentioning that.
Right, man.
Okay,
and,
so
and is it more likely? Is it more likely that in this society, in this world, and stuff like this, that people are going to be successful, or they're going to be mundane? How bad is it to just be mundane, get a job, and clock your 9 to 5, man, and never aspire to be what you were supposed to be by God?
Oh my goodness, that is, brother. I'm gonna give you a hand clap for that one, bro. No. You're right, because there's values that are lacking every single day in young men. Listen. If you bring a child into this world and your mom and dad bails out on that kiddo, when that kid gets older, two things are going to happen. Either he's going to be, or he or she, not he, she, alien, whatever that stupid stuff is out there. God made male or female, period. I'm sorry for every transgender out there. So it goes like this. Him or her are going to walk a path that's either going to make them or break them.
Right.
And I think that's what you're saying.
Well, yeah, but God created vessels. He's created the vessels for destruction and the vessel for what is it? A vessel for righteousness.
For honor and dishonor.
For honor, thank you. A vessel for honor and a vessel for dishonor. And who are we to tell the potter of like, why did you make me like this?
Well,
right?
let me ask you this.
We can't tell the potter why he made us like this. And so you think of things like, I know you're going to clap for this one because you love things like Attila the Hun. You're like, that's a bad dude. Look at how he. And even he said, hey, this couldn't have happened if God didn't allow it.
That's the truth. And you know what? I didn't believe you guys when you first said that. I had to go back and look that up. I mean, you
got some curse on you that you would bring Attila the Hun, myself, upon you.
No, true. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
It makes you really wonder, because you said honor, vessels for honor and dishonor.
Yep.
I mean, because it really makes you wonder. Like, in my eyes, I think the most evil person on the planet was Hitler.
Yes.
But that's me. I believe that.
Right.
Some people will differ. Some people will name somebody else. But in my eyes, it's that guy. And if I think there was ever a vessel of dishonor, that guy fits the bill.
Right.
But why would God even make vessels of dishonor?
Well, let's go all the way back to Egypt.
You could. Pharaoh. You could bring Pharaoh.
God he put Pharaoh in that position, and he expedited Pharaoh's heart for the sake that everybody in the world could see that he was God, that God is God, not Pharaoh, not somebody who claimed to be.
God, think about how deep that is, man. Like, so when you talk about what's right, what could be right, be wrong, and wrong could be right, that opens up a whole can of worms, because it's just not black and white. There seems to be a gray area somewhere. For example, we talked about bringing the child into this world. Why was Hitler brought into this world? Like, there's so much that I guess maybe we don't understand. Maybe we're limited in our thinking.
Yeah, we think what's tangible and in front of us, and this water that I'm holding, and we think this is real, and this isn't real. The ethereal realm, the plane of angels and demons and what's going on there. That's real. That's reality.
So do you believe in angels and devils and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I believe in angels. I believe in fallen angels. I believe that hell and hellfire and all of that was made for the devil. I think it's
interesting. I think it's interesting we're talking about that, because if right was wrong, because Lucifer was in heaven doing right, somehow he got it twisted and became wrong. Like,
right.
That to me, I think, is something I think about more than maybe I should even. It's how somebody could take right and make it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what he did. Because doesn't the Bible say he was the father of lies? And if anybody knows more than us, quickly call in at 477-5600.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
We got 5 minutes left. This is deep because, I mean, how do you create wrong when all there was right?
Well, and that's, I think that's the thing, is what you started this whole thing off with is absolute truth or absolute law or something like that.
Yeah. So what it is ultratarianism is, it's an ethical theory that asserts or advocates for actions that promote happiness and well-being while minimizing suffering. It is based on the principle that the best action is the one that produces the greatest good for the greatest number of people.
You know what sucks though, man, is like think of natural disaster type things that happen, and the only one that really comes to mind for me is like a fire. It isn't until a fire destroys what it destroys that new growth comes. It isn't until a seed that is planted disrupts and destroys its shell to become a tree or a plant or something else that is, like Jesus says, is he had to die in order for the seed to spread.
And we're going to leave you people with this because I think next week we should talk about this. Can anything good ever come from something bad?
Yeah.
That should be... We'll talk about that next week, people. We're letting you know, normally we don't do that, but can anything good come from something bad?
Yeah. Do you think that your body thinks it's good when you work out?
Jesus.
But what about the result that you get after you do?
That's
mentally, physically.
Amazing that you're mentioning.
And Brock's
that.
Got guns, man. If you guys can't see, he's got
I love working out because I think, at least to myself, I think we're wonderfully and fearfully made in the eyes of God. So I believe that this temple is made in His image. So why would we want to tear it down? Right. So I guess that's the reason why. Okay, let me ask you this: vaping, what's wrong? Is vaping worse than taking a joint and smoking some marijuana?
Hold that. Put a pin in that.
Okay, I threw it out of my mind. I pinned it. We'll bring it back. Better hurry. You got 2 minutes.
Yeah, so you only got a minute. But I was gonna say, the image of God or your physique and stuff like that. You would have the physique if you were working a farm, but in this day and age, you're not working a farm. You're working a job.
True.
So then you find your way to the gym so that you can still continue to have a physique.
True. And now I'm grabbing back from the air. I'm bringing it back to you. Which is worse, the vaping real quickly or the marijuana?
I don't know, man. My dad says that marijuana kills white blood cells, and white blood cells are cancer causing. Kills brain cells though too, man. I know that much.
It does. People, thank y'all for listening to us.
Watch out for the popcorn.
Wherever Rob's at, thanks for calling in with that wonderful advice. Again, you can always reach the guys at 303-477-5600. Remember our topic we're going to have next week, man. Can right ever come out of wrong, man? Yeah. Something bad, can good come from it?
Can come, yeah. That's good.
All right.
Good word.
Later,
brother.
That was deep.